So I want to take a moment to talk about 360 production, step by step. As we learned about last week, were the different types of cameras that are out there. I broke them down into three categories, being the affordable, where the devices themselves self-stitch a photo or video. That's the Theta, that's the LG, it's the Insta360 Nano or Air. The next level is mid-range, where the devices can self-stitch, but also could be stitched through external software, and often includes software that you need to stitch. Not the best, but good enough. And then the third level is higher end. These are really fantastic cameras that very much are like independent cameras pointed in all different directions, and you need to stitch those independent cameras together through software, more than likely not included, and a little bit more expensive. Think of Color Autopano Video Pro, AVP, and the Autopano Giga. This is a suite to stitch the footage together, and it's really fantastic. It comes with a lot of features. So regardless of what camera you use, you're going to have to set it up the same way, and there's some tips that you want to think about. First, if the more complex the camera, the more possibilities of mistakes and headaches. Learn from our errors. First thing you want to do is make sure that all the settings on each camera match. And you want to make sure that they're all on and that they're all recording. If one of the settings is off, your spherical video is ruined. If one camera is forgotten to turn on, your video is ruined. If one camera isn't recording, your spherical video is ruined. So you really want to be on top of it. Assuming the camera is recording, you want to set up the camera at about eye level. What is eye level? Well, it's around 5.5 feet. Kind of guesstimating is what we're aiming, but eye level. And we put it on a light stand. That's what you see on the left-hand side. We like a light stand over a tripod. The tripod on the right-hand side, the legs stick out, and when people look down, you can see the legs more. We also want to have our subjects to about 5 feet away from the camera and to treat the camera as if they're talking to someone. That helps build the sense of presence. Now, when you hit record, you got to remember that this is a 360 camera and it captures everything. So you want to record and run to a hiding place so you're not in the frame. You might want to be in the frame if that's part of your story, but for the most part, when you see 360 pieces, we're hiding, we're mixing into the crowd, we're disappearing. And here's a student running to a bush in the desert in our most recent Salton Sea production. But let me give you another tip. Don't run. When people see you running away from a piece of equipment they've never seen before, they get scared. They call the police. Yes, we've got the police called on us a couple of times. So move quickly to a hiding place. Again, in the Salton Sea production, here we are hiding behind this wooden boat as the camera captures the scene around us. Now, audio is key. We tell our students that audio is the backbone of storytelling, but when it comes to 360 production, we've butchered it. But here are things that you can do to improve audio. First, the microphones on these cameras aren't horrible. They're actually pretty good, and they can capture basic environmental sound, ambient sound. But when we're interviewing someone and someone is talking to the camera, we use wireless mics connected to an audio recorder. That captures the source much clearer, much better, and then we merge it together in post. But if you really want to take advantage of 360, it's a little bit more complex, but you want to do ambisonic spatial. That is for the best 360 experience. That means when they turn their head away from the person speaking to the camera, it sounds softer, right? It sounds louder when you're looking at that person, but softer when you look away. Now, there are different types of microphones, and I will tell you, they're really expensive. The little gold one there that you see, it's a couple $1,000 if I remember correctly. That is for true spherical 360 sound. But right next to it is the H2N Zoom, or the HN2, H2N Zoom. That goes for about $200. And while it's not spherical, it does have 4 microphones, 2 in front and 2 in back, to give you cylindrical audio. And for us on a budget, that's pretty good. But again, you got to think about it. It's a lot more headaches to kind of bake the audio in a spatial way, and not every audio player plays spatial audio. So you're not seeing too many people doing this, but this does make for a better, more immersive experience. Now, keep in mind that whatever camera you use, they will all eventually produce MP4s, whether you have to stitch inside the device or externally. And once you stitch an MP4, you can edit in whatever video editing software you want to choose. It does not matter. We use Adobe Premiere. Now, with Adobe Premiere, I also recommend using a plugin for Adobe Premiere or After Effects called Skybox from a company called Metal. Why do I recommend them? They're really great for post-production and a lot of different things, but one simple, clear, important one is the graphics. If you put a flat graphic on your video, which is a spherical video laid flat, when it goes back into a sphere, it will be distorted. So Skybox distorts the flat graphic, that when it becomes a sphere, it looks straight like it does in the lower part of that logo. It makes the 90 degrees. It makes it stand out. It's great for text. It's great for graphics. It has a lot of features to it. Once you're done, you're going to export a final MP3. That again is through Premiere. You treat it like any other video, and you publish it on YouTube or Facebook or now Vimeo. There's also a startup company called Little Star, and there are different ways to publish it, but those are the 3 right on the screen that I would recommend. But some of these require you to inject your videos with metadata. Metadata, it tells the browser, tells this video platform that, hey, this isn't a typical video, it's a 360 video. And it's software you can get for free. If you Google how to upload 360 video to YouTube, you will find a tutorial that walks you right through it and a link to the software that will inject the metadata into your video. It is incredibly easy, super simple, I kid you not. And that's how you publish your 360 videos. I want to give you one more pro tip. Again, we're on a budget, but this might be something you might want to do. This is called ThingLink. It allows you to annotate photos, and in this particular case, they're now doing 360 photos and 360 videos, although that's in beta. What you can do is take a photo and add hotspots and link from one sphere to another. This is a fantastic way for you to offer interactivity without having to use Unity or get an engineer, developer, or a designer. Really simple, really easy to use. And that's it. That's the intro to 360 production, step by step.